We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thinh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giáo đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Saranto Suchedo Ye Alahudi San Miao San Puto Sie. Nam mô Tạc Đạc Tha Tô Dạ Đà Dạ Alahade Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。 O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Huineng, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨，六祖师父上人，各位居士人，各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Hòa Thượng Huệ Năng, Hòa Thượng Định Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 21st of October 2029, 23. Yeah, thank you very much. We're here in Wei Mountain Temple to continue discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra. Thank you all for joining us. We're now on slide 64. That's right. Jump right into it. This is the last time that last chance we spent time with the 6th Patriarch. So that's enjoy it as much as we can. All right. Sutra text. I vow to take across the limitless living beings of my own mind.
自心众生无边誓愿度.
So he's teaching us about the 4 limitless vows that he's teaching us to make. This is very Mahayana. Okay. He says, I vow to take across limitless living beings of my own mind. Okay. Here it turns out that Master YongHua had a lot to talk about this. And I found it interesting, so I included all his commentary verbatim. He says, living beings are incalculably incalculably numerous, but you yourself must vow to save them. These good and bad living beings exist within your own mind. The good ones seek unsurpassed bodhi and produce the bodhi mind, while the bad ones must still be saved. Think it over and ask yourself, have I saved the living beings within my own mind? Am I proper in attitude and honorable in conduct? Or am I jealous, obstructive, or otherwise ignorant? And it's still more, okay? So let's go through this. He says, living beings are incalculably numerous. Yes, it's true. There are countless living beings, different species, countless species, countless numbers within the species. But we must vow to save them all, not just save our own parents, our own family, but we should save all living beings. Why? Because they all are our family, our own family members. Okay? Because we've been revolving this wheel reincarnation since beginning of this time. So that's enough time for us to get to know everyone very well. Fought each other, beat each other, punch each other, yell at each other, scream at each other, hate each other, love each other, all the things with all these living beings. Is that clear? It's kind of inconceivable to think that we've been that we've been around. We have been around for so long that we lost track of time, and we so got so used to it of revolving this wheel that we don't think about it. So every time we come back here in the wheel, we go back in the wheel, we stay in the wheel, we create different affinities with different living beings. Okay? So that's why we have connection with all of them. To me, it's mind-blowing that we've been around for this long. You look so young yourself, but you've been like old hats at this. Look at yourself. You're old hats. Okay? You're so good at doing this that you like it, and you keep on doing it lifetime after lifetime. I'm very proud of it. Yeah? These good and bad living beings exist within your own mind. Within our own mind, all these living beings exist. What does it mean? They exist within your sleepy mind. Sleepy or wide awake, they're still within your own mind. Okay? Your own mind can encompass all these living beings. This is referring to your Buddha mind, your inherent Buddha mind, not your small petty mind. Yeah, okay, guilt trip, Latin mind. Ooh, did I do enough? Have I suffered enough? Am I a good mother? I could be a better mother. Okay, so we have these guilt trips, and our mind is our Buddha mind is laden with guilt, with self-pity. Okay, it's all within us. Is that clear? It's not outside of us. It's not. This is not like talking big. you're all contained within my mind. No, that is reminding us that this Buddha mind of ours is so vast, and we are choosing to ignore its own vast capacity. You only want to restrict ourselves to this thinking mind of ours. It is so advantageous for me to confine myself because it's more manageable. You know? Okay, so he's reminding us within our own mind, there are countless living beings. Okay? Don't forget that. So far, so good? The good ones and the bad ones. Obviously, you are good living beings. Let's face it. Huh? Yeah. So special. Oh. Okay? I mean, it's from my heart. That's what my heart. Popum, popum, popum. You understand? You know, it's universal language. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay, Koreans, don't be too shocked. We are very expressive in America. Okay? And they're also bad living beings. So far, so good. I mean, let's be honest. Okay? They should be shot. Anyway. Yeah. Okay? There's some bad ones watching right now. Okay, say, let's face it, they're all within our mind. Okay? That's how multiply plural we are. Okay? Yes, go first.
Hello, Master. Where's our Buddha mind?
Where's your Buddha mind?
Yeah.
That which is speaking is your Buddha mind.
Okay. I wish I can see it.
Without the Buddha mind, you cannot possibly speak. Sounds good? That sounds good. It's the truth. You don't need to see it. You don't need to feel it. You don't need proof. The proof is in your speaking act itself. There's no way that you can speak without your Buddha mind. All right? Now, believe. Okay, never mind. Only the Americans will understand the context. Believe. Okay, so the bad living beings within our own minds as well. Okay, and what does he see? What does Master Shenhua define as good living beings? The good ones seek unsurpassed Bodhi. Not enough. Meaning those who don't seek unsurpassed Bodhis are not good? No. Okay? What about what about those who don't seek unsurpassed Bodhi? Can they still be good? Can you be good and still not seek enlightenment? Of course. So, to me, this is kind of he's going off the speech a little bit. Okay, he's stretching it a little bit. Good ones are the ones that are good here, okay? Whatever good here means, you know it, okay? And what about those are mixed? Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Do we classify them as good ones then, or do we classify them as bad ones? You see, when you begin to differentiate between good and bad, I have a problem. That's my point. Okay? You cannot simplify it that way where everything is like black and white. Okay? Then you're missing out a lot on the entire color spectrum. Okay? There's gray and there is, 50 shades of gray, I'm told. It's American joke again. It's okay. Thank you. Okay. Hey, Malcolm. He looks so excited coming. Hey, man, what's happening, dude? Okay. So, he opened the can of worms. He says, good and bad ones. Then I immediately said, what about the 50-50, 70-30, 20-80? Okay? What about those? How do we classify them? Good, bad, bad, good, or what? What are we supposed to do with them? And he says, bad one must still be saved. Meaning he's implying the good ones must be saved. And the bad one must still be saved. That's what he means, I think. Right? Because when he says must still be saved, it means he's assuming the good ones must be saved. Or no? Or are they good enough for themselves? They don't need to be saved. So, I think he's talking to children. Maybe the listeners back then were kind of like Malcolm, where the world is black and white. Okay? Hey, man. Okay? But as in Sarah, there's 50 shades of gray. Malcolm understands. The Koreans don't get it. The Koreans sit there. What's so funny about this? She saw a movie. You saw that movie? What? Okay, you guys, it's referring to the 50 Shades of Grey movie, according to Sarah. I don't know what they're talking about, of course. Yes, go ahead, 4.
I never saw that movie, but I heard about it.
Let's make sure that there's no misunderstanding here. Sarah would never watch such a movie. She's only curious enough to know about the title, to know about it, but she's never curious to the point where she would watch it. Malcolm, did you watch it? See? You're good people. You are classified as good people. Okay. How about you, young man? Did you watch it?
I think it's a book.
It's a book too.
It was both?
Very good. It's both.
I barely know anything about it.
I feel so sad that I know more about this movie than you do. Okay, I didn't even know there's a novel. To be honest with you, never mind. Okay, okay. So regardless, okay, he says, bad one must still be saved. Okay, and so he's introducing discrimination here, good and bad, and he's leaving out a lot of different shades, different living beings in between. Okay, so clearly, this is probably to a different kind of audience back then. They're not as sophisticated as you are. Okay, back then there's no such a movie yet. Okay, and so forth. Okay, so understandably. Okay, but you understand, Master Shenhua says, regardless, even the good ones we need to help, but the bad ones we also need to help them. That's his point. Regardless how much percentage of bad they are in their hearts, we still need to help them. So far, so good. And think it over, he says. Ask yourself, have I saved the living being within my own mind? Am I proper in attitude and honorable in conduct? Okay, so he's actually addressing a certain group of people, his disciples there present. He says, have I saved the living being within my own mind? He says, oh, you don't believe me, okay, you don't believe your mind. Like in the girl who asked in Go Forest, where is her Buddha mind? Okay, so basically he says, you don't believe that there are living beings within your own mind. Okay, and furthermore, he says there's some particular people in the audience where he says, "Are you honorable in your heart? Are you honorable in conduct? Are you have the proper attitude?" Okay, or is it a case where your heart is full of jealousy? Are you obstructive? Okay, are you ignorant? Okay, so quite a few of us who are like that. Okay? Furthermore, 66, he says, living beings within our minds are limitless, but our first concerns are the deviant and confused. Okay, let me read the whole thing, and then we can go over it again, okay, to see what his message is. Living beings which should be taken across by means of proper wisdom. Deceitful and false living beings should be taken across by means of humility. Unwholesome living beings should be taken across by means of goodness. If you find that you have these faults, vow to correct them, for if you do not, they will drag you into the inescapable and endless misery of hell. Okay, let's go to revisit what he's trying to tell us, what he's implying. He says, living beings within our minds are limitless, but our first concerns are the deviant and confused. Should they be our first concerns, deviant and the confused? Or not? Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. I would think our first concerns would be that we would be looking at ourselves.
Okay. Vicky's is of the belief that you should look at yourself, save yourself first. All right? Very Hinayana. 5.
Thank you, Master. I wouldn't discriminate.
You would not discriminate. Ooh, you not get along with your wife. Anyone else? Should we be primarily concerned, firstly concerned with the deviant and confused? Yes, 2.
Maybe the deviant and confused thoughts within your own mind.
Deviant and confused thoughts within your own mind, fine. Would you agree that should be our first concerns? You ask, for example, Jungin Sunim here, who is Korean. What is your first concern? What are the living beings you are primarily concerned with? What are the living beings which you like to save first? And I'm coming to you, South Carolina, so be prepared. Yes. Which one would you like to save first?
고통받는 중생을 먼저.
Okay.
The living beings who suffers.
The living being who suffer first. So you don't care if they're deviant or they're confused.
Yes, Master.
They don't. You see, that's so great. Yes, Master. I go to Korea and I learn, pick up all these habits. Yes, Master. Okay. All right. Colombia. South Carolina. Colombia gave me the answer already. Yeah? You agree with Master YongHua, we should save first the deviant and confused.
I'd work on the arrogance too.
You work on the arrogance too. He says, man, great Master YongHua is wiser than me, so I agree with him. That's what he's implied. Yes? And then he want to add on top the arrogant ones too. All right? Anyone else? What is your primary concern? What are you worried about? Who do you want to save first? Yes.
I agree with Vicky. I just want to save myself first.
Save yourself first. Another Hinayana. Okay. Anyone else? You know, he asked Jumi at JMT, she said, I want to save my beloved husband first. He says, I would never save my enemies.
나이 적은 결코 제가 잡겠습니다.
네, 저는 일단 제 자신을 먼저 구해야 되고, 두 번째는 저한테 도움을 줬던 사람을 구해야 된다고 생각하고, 솔직히 악한 사람을 제도하면 저한테 위험하다고 생각하고 있어요, 솔직히.
I want to save myself first, and I want to save people who help me. And actually, if I save people who is harmful, who is evil, then I think it's dangerous to me.
So he prefers not to save evil people because they're dangerous. Okay? Very practical woman. Anyone else? What are your priorities? I don't get it. It's clear, right? I mean, I'm asking for your own personal preferences. I'm just curious. Who do you want to save first? What are your priorities? Master Z, of course, is his mom. Right? Oh, no. Next, you go to Cordelia and see who she wants to save first.
Yes,
see?
I think
I knew it.
We save the bad people first because the world must be much better.
The world is much better when we save the bad people first. Whoa, big mind, big aspiration. Okay, so your mom would belong to that group or no?
Maybe some part of it.
Oh, careful, careful. Yes, Miss C. Yeah? Who do you want to say first? She's saving people left and right, this Cordelia thing here. That's why I'm curious. What are your priorities?
Anyone that comes my way.
Comes her way. Yes, what a woman. Okay? Yes, go for us. What are your priorities? I'm curious, that's all. There's no right and wrong. I'm just asking for your opinion.
So I don't have strong preferences. I think similar to Cordelia, I think whoever I just happen to able to save, like maybe those who have affinities with me.
Affinities with you. Yeah. I see. What about my favorite, I go for us? Let's see who answers. Go ahead, dear.
No.
Okay, second favorite. See, the Vietnamese are arguing over each other.
Just all cho mọi
The reason I ask you is that if your priorities are off, that some of you say, like Master Z says, I want to save the evil people first because I want to make a better world. Okay? The mom would says, I thought I'm number one in his heart. And that's a danger. If your priorities are off, you may cause problems. Okay? You may create harms. Okay? And so that's why the priorities, the order is very important to me. I feel. Okay? So to me, it's hard to ignore your own loved ones. To say that I'm going to save the bad ones before I save my loved ones, it's kind of hard pill to swallow. Agree, disagree? Huh? I mean, it's intuitive. You know, you spend so much time with them, they must count for something. Yeah? And you spend so much time fighting each other. It must count for something. Sometimes we fight out of love. No. Okay? So, I think it's nice to be lofty and talk big, but to me, from American vantage point, you have to be practical. To me, you know, I feel obligated to save my family first, my wife, my children, my mother, my father, and so forth. Agree, disagree? And if you happen to hate your father, it falls within the deviant and the confuser. So it's perfectly, we're still in good shape. So far, so good. It's very hard for us to ignore our family and say, I'm gonna, you okay? You with me, so you have nothing to worry about. Let me focus my efforts on the deviant and the confused. That's hard. Because it causes problems with our loved ones. Is that clear? So to me, Master YongHua doesn't have a family, so he's been away from his family for too long anyway, so that's why I think he lost track of it. It's practical. I love the answer that I heard. Whoever I happen across, whoever I have affinities with, that's the ones I have the best chances to save right now. Okay? For me, from a practical perspective, I need to prioritize those. Okay? Meaning that if I have affinities, I can help them, I help them. I don't have affinities, I still try to help them. Okay? I will not differentiate. Because sometimes you need to know that, as I was said earlier as well, unless you have affinities with them, you cannot save them. Okay? So here, with all due respect, he's mentioning the concept of deviant and confused as our first concerns. Maybe for him, yes. Because from Master YongHua's perspective, he looked at us as deviant and confused. Probably. Okay? All right. And the deviant, confused living beings, which should be taken across by proper wisdom. Okay? I think there's no period here after confused. It's an extra period that we should remove, because I look at it, the sentence is off. And so that's right. So first and foremost, in order for us to help living beings who are confused, meaning virtually almost all living beings we run across, he's basically saying that acquire wisdom. All right? Meaning when you vow to save living beings who are deviant and confused, then you better know what it takes. What it takes in order to save living beings who are deviant and confused, you need the proper wisdom. Okay? Wisdom from cultivating the proper Dharma. Okay? So in other words, you cannot talk big. Okay? In order to do this, you need to know what it really takes to save living beings, not just words. All right? Deceitful and false living beings should be taken across by humility. I have a problem with that. Does humility can help? If you're humble, can you help those who are deceitful and cheaters, fake people, you think? I don't understand this. Maybe the translation is off or something. But is it the case? Is it that humility will cross over the people who are prone to deceiving you, who are phony, who are fakes? Or not? Yes, 7.
Master, I think if the people are taken across by Chan, then that'll make them more humble.
Okay, but what about the people who are deceitful and false? How do we save them? Can they be saved by humility?
When they suffer through Chan, then I think they'll have the humility.
Let me put it this way for you. Here's my problem. I've run across quite a few of these people. Okay, the worst ones, I let them to get very close to me. The very deceitful one. Okay, in my prior years, I experimented a lot. I saw a lot of deceitful people, deviant people, demonic people. Okay, I would still allow them to get very close to me. Okay, and so talking about deceitful people, for example, I know they are not who they like me. They wanted me to believe. So they're trying to paint themselves as not who they really were. So I allowed them anyway, because I was curious, would I be able to change them? I'm referring to right now, of course, you people are so lovely. Please, I know. Thank you. But in the early days at LMT, you notice there are a bunch of people there and who got very close to me, drove me around, and constantly seen next to me and talking to me and so forth. And so those people, you didn't realize that I let them close on purpose to experiment. What is it would take to save these people? And it turns out all those people, they left. After denouncing me and everything else. So they tried to deceive me, and then when they left, they denounced me as deceitful. Oh, oops. Excuse me. How stupid they are. Anyway, yes, 4. Did you have something more spices to add?
Well, Master, what did you find out about being with these deceitful, unsavory people who are like the underbelly of society?
What would it take?
What would it take
to convince them that there's a way to live that will make them happier? And the problem is that my personal experience has been that since they came to me with deceitful maneuvers, deceitful ruses, and therefore they thought that the deceit worked, fool me completely. So why would they change? I was stupid. You understand? If it works for them, why would they change? If they got what they wanted through deceit, why would they change? How could they possibly want to change? Because it worked. They're achieving their purposes. So yes, at some point in time, I did pretend to be humble. It's a hard thing to do. I'm humble. Okay? And let me tell you, they weren't convinced. They weren't impressed at all. So I don't think humility would work at all, in my personal experience. Let's go for us.
You didn't. Oh, sorry. Okay. Repeat myself. This reminds me the Chinese strategies I read where if you have an enemy and then they're deceitful, you let them get what they want and kind of act humbly, and then they got more full of themselves and they start destroying themselves. So that's
the
kind
Chinese
that's how you defeat someone.
would deceive the deceitful so that the Chinese advocate deceiving the deceitful so that they hurt themselves.
Not necessarily deceive, but you just don't you don't necessarily expose them, and then
You play along.
Yeah, that's
So
like.
doesn't that imply you're deceiving them? You're pretending?
You just choose no action, like you don't act on it. You don't.
And so instead of saving them, the Chinese let them hurt themselves.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's how. If you want if you want those people to self-destroying, that's what you do.
But our objective, dear, is that we're trying to save them. We're not trying to hurt them.
Yeah, that's my point. That's why that's what my point is, that like that's kind of when you do that, it's actually when you do that with an enemy, not try to help someone.
Okay, so in your experience as a Chinese person, being humble is actually not helping them but hurting them.
I don't do that myself. Just what I read in the books, history books.
Okay, history books. Okay, anyone else? Yes, Andres.
I think you have to, I think like Chun said, wait till they're weak and they hurt themselves, and then you can try to talk to them.
Andres is advocating hurting them first. Yes, 4.
So, Master, when someone is just explaining the way they're deceitful, didn't you give them a chance to change? And of course they failed, but maybe next life they'll repeat again.
So what are you supposed to do? It's not clear to me. What are you supposed to do when they come and trying to deceive you?
You shouldn't be discriminate. Accept them, give them some chance.
And because they come to you with a deceitful mind, you give them a chance. You allow them to deceive you. And that's how you save them?
You are above them, so you already know they're deceitful, but you're still accepting them, giving them a chance. And if they fail, hopefully next time they will make it.
But they're succeeding in deceiving you.
At the time, maybe, but maybe next time they might not be able to do that.
You're so idealistic, dear. Okay, JMT.
JMT입니다.
제가 인내심이 부족하고 성격이 급한지는 모르겠지만 다른 사람을 속이는 사람들한테는 겸손하면 더 이렇게 무시를 하고 자기 아래로 보고 오히려 그런 사람들한테는 파워를 보이는 게 좀 제 자신도 지키고 그 사람들의 악행을 멈출 수 있는 방법이라고 저는 지금까지 저의 경험치는 그렇습니다.
Must be cold at JMT. Look at they all look cold to me. Must be real cold, huh? Wow, they're all nodding their heads. Some are just frozen. They don't even move. Yeah, translation, please.
I don't have enough patience, so when I met these people, I don't think the humility doesn't work. They usually look down upon me, so showing them power is much better than I can keep myself. I can protect myself, and I can protect themselves.
So showing what?
Showing power.
Power. So she's advocating power, like beating them up or calling them out, or what? What's power?
여기 그러니까 보산사에서 수행을 하기 전에는 사회경제적 지위를 높이려고 노력을 했고 보산사에서는 산매력을 높이려고 했던 것 같습니다.
Before practicing in Jewel Mountain Temple, I tried to be better for my power and wealth. But in Jewel Mountain Temple, I'm trying to increase my samadhi power.
I see. Okay, anyone else? Yes, Colombia.
Thank you, Master. For what I've seen, sometimes when people are deceiving, if you act with humility, they will keep on doing it because they think
you're stupid.
Yeah, that they are smarter than you. And sometimes when you denounce them, they will just run away. And then they start speaking bad about you. So I really don't know how to take care of how could I save someone like that. But definitely not.
You don't know how to save them.
No, but definitely not by humility.
Not humility. Okay, go Forrest.
Hello, Master. I just have a question. So, is it dangerous if you're near deceitful people all the time?
Yeah, but usually it's my disciples who get hurt. I don't get hurt. So it toughens them up. It doesn't bother me. It's my disciples who are bothered by it or hurt by that.
They get afflicted or?
Yeah. I said, Master, don't you know that they are, I said, really? No, they really adore me.
But in terms of, will the deceit energy somehow, kind of match up with you?
Catch up with me?
No, like if you're near them, sooner or later you somehow get influenced by them.
No, I deceived them. What I tried to do is that you think you're deceiving me, actually I'm deceiving you. Speaking of deceit, you think you can deceive me? Think again. They don't like it. Yes, 8. You dealt with deceitful people, I'm sure. Well, all the years you've been with me.
Master, what if they don't know they're deceiving you?
They don't know they're deceiving me? They must be very, very stupid. I don't blame stupid people. I don't call them deceitful. I call them stupid. Deceitful is that they on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. They're not stupid. Okay? If they're stupid, everything you do is stupid. You don't simply call them deceitful or arrogant, whatever. Stupid includes all of those. But deceitful here has a certain clarity of mind that enough for you to deceive someone else. Yes, 7.
Master, did the people from years ago leave from a test from you, or was it their own deceitful catching up to them? Their own personal thing catching up?
I refuse to answer that question. I take the 5th on that. Yes, go Forrest. You should ask the people at the temple, the old-timers.
So the previous question, I actually asked for myself, though, not for you.
The people near me will get hurt, yes.
So if someone is deceitful and somehow they prefer to stick around you and around me, and if I actually let them be over a long time, will that affect me in a way?
I hope not. Because if it does, I will slap your face. There's a difference. I will not slap them, I will slap you. If you are not deceitful, I will slap you. If you're deceitful, then you're just being yourself. You understand the difference? Anyone else?
Not really.
Not really? Just hang around. You get it one day. Patience. Yeah, in the back. He's speaking from experience. This guy has seen a lot and has went through a lot himself.
Master, I've watched a Korean movie they call Taxi Driver, and they're about doing a goodness, punishing the evil. And one of the things that they did is to have these people experience exactly what they have done to others. Then they realize how painful it is and how hurtful it is. And then they see that they don't want to do that to others. They see their own mistake. And I think that's the way to go with them.
That's a Korean movie. The Koreans are very idealistic. Anyone else? Okay, we're talking about real evil people here who are who are experts, who are masters at deceit, at deception. Yes, Ford.
I have some comments here from YouTube. T.S. Geppetto says, take a loss, plant the proper seeds in them with humility conduct. Spook Waters says, stay low. I think, stay low, baby, creepy. Humble doesn't mean weak. Humble means not showy.
Okay. All right. So these are very idealistic people here. They are these in spite of their acronyms and names, the nom de guerre. Okay. They're probably Asians. They're siding with Master Shenhua. Yes. Anyone else here? Any other comments? Yes, sir.
It was like about 5 years ago, I got deceived real bad by this guy. I thought he was my friend. Ended up being a really bad guy. But how do we avoid getting deceived that bad again?
Don't do it again.
Well, not now. Yeah, I know. I won't do it with that guy. But what if it, how can we tell if someone's being deceitful or not?
You can't. That's the whole point. The whole point is I don't want you young men to walk around being scared of being deceived. There's no need for that. Okay? Whether you recognize their deceit or not doesn't matter. Okay? I deal with it as the situation arises. Okay? I don't assume anything. But I don't need to be scared of being deceived at all. So it's a wound, it's a trauma, and you can live without. Drop it. Okay? So they deceive you, big deal. It ain't gonna happen again. That's good enough. Next. That's all. Okay? The past is gone. Question from Korean YouTube. Is there such a thing as Korean YouTube? Just kidding.
네, 한국어 유튜브에 올라온 루슈님 답변입니다. 때로는 저는 저의 이익을 위해 남을 속입니다. 그럴 때 나를 속이거나 지적하는 사람보다는 그럼에도 인내해주며 알고도 속아주고 베풀어준 사람에게 더 큰 미안함과 부끄러움을 느끼고 스스로 나와 남을 속이는 것을 멈추고 변화하고 싶은 마음이 생기는 경험이 있습니다. 단박에는 계속 겸손한 사람을 여전히 속이고 이용할 수는 있으나 그들에게 변화하고자 하는 동기를 줄 수는 있다고 생각합니다. 하지만 저는 다른 사람에게 아직 그런 인내심은 없지만요.
Sometimes I cheat others for my own benefit. At that time, I feel that I feel the shame, and to the people who gave me a lot.
Okay. That's it?
No, actually.
Actually, it seems like there's a lot in Korean.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Take your time, take your time. Yeah. I'm deceiving her.
And I want to stop, deceiving others, and I want to change.
Mm-hmm. It's okay, take your time. This is a very tough thing to deal with, deceitful people. Okay? Go ahead, DTT. Deceitful people, what's your approach, experience?
The question is, should we save the deceitful people first? I think if they are good people, they are already good. There's not necessary the first thing to save them. So the deceit people deserve to be saved. I was thinking, I don't know if it's correct or not, but I'm thinking if they are deceiving us, we could tell them that we are aware that they are deceiving us, and we could explain to them there's a better way to do it. And maybe that's the way we help them in that way. I don't know it's right or wrong, but I am thinking that way.
My experience has been that if I tell people that I know they're deceiving me, okay, then they run away immediately.
Probably, and we tell them that there's a better way to achieve what they want to do.
They don't want to hear it.
Deceiving it.
Yeah, they want to run away right away because they don't want me to know. They're afraid to be discovered. Deceitful people, as soon as you tell them you're deceiving me, most of them run away. The one who stick around will find different ways to deceive you. Okay? They only stick around because they feel they can deceive you. But as soon as you keep on catching them like that and have no other ways to deceive you, they will run away. That's my experience throughout the years. Okay? And some of them are so bad that they run away and they badmouth you. Because once they found out that I deceived them much better than they could deceive me, they say, "Oh, you are so deceitful. You're a bad monk." Sorry. Hey, Yun.
Thank you, Master. I think usually deceive me the person who I have the bad affinity before. I in past life or whatever, I did a wrong thing to the person. That's why they're gonna repay to me. That's why that kind of concepts of Master Shina, we have to take care of the deceitful person. So I think we better save the kind of.
You see, the comments are very important because here's the issue. In our spiritual path, it's about uncovering our wisdom. Okay? We want to open our wisdom. And if you have deceit in your mind, you won't be able to. That's a very, very important point. Okay? If you walk this path under pretenses, pretending to be who you're not, okay, you will not make it. You're wasting time. That's all. So why would I allow them to draw near me and stick around? Because one of the things with these people is that they're so poor. That's why they have to deceive others. That's why I allow them to stick around so that they could plant blessings with Mahayana, knowing full well that 99% chance that they will run away. As soon as they discovered, number one, I knew they were trying to deceive me. Number two, or either that or they found out, actually, I was the one who was deceiving them. Okay? So it's very difficult to deal with deceitful people. I have not been successful, by the way. Yes, 4.
Master, I have a question. So someone is deceitful and then they were able to create some blessings with Mahayana.
Yes.
But if they're originally really deceitful, aren't they creating also big offense against the Mahayana?
Absolutely. It's a two-way street. Okay, you come with false pretenses, you're creating offenses. Okay. On the other hand, if we didn't give them a chance, they'll never make it. So yes, we let them suffer. Go to the hells, become a stinking bug, and so forth. Master Hsuan will explain a little bit more somewhere else. But maybe in the Avatamsaka Sutra, I read somewhere. And but there's a price to pay. Okay, there's no ideal solution where they won't suffer. We cannot help that. The nature is stupidity, therefore they must suffer. Cannot be helped. All we can do is help them with blessings, with Mahayana. Yes, and of course, in the future they become demons, okay, and they come back and attack us, which is, that's fine, okay, as well. If you are with our chickens, this game is not for you. Yes, in the back.
Master, I have a question. I don't know if I was deceiving myself, if I was committing something that's stupid I didn't know. So yesterday we were at a market. Right next to the market there's a Carl's Jr. which has plenty of parking, and it says Carl's Jr. parking only. But nobody goes over there, they have no customer. So I park at the parking. And then Daniel said, oh, it's wrong.
Which Carl Jr. is that? Never mind.
The one on 3rd Street. And then Daniel said, it's stealing. I said, well, it's not exactly. They don't have customer coming anyway. It's like if they have a lot of customers using it, then I won't park. Now, am I deceiving myself? Was I creating like a stealing offense?
This is a hard one.
I know I'll get a ticket if they really want to do something about it. Carl Jr., that I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Carl Jr., I have a soft spot for Carl Jr., so I'm kind of repulsed that you would take advantage of Carl Jr., okay? But it's just my personal bias. Yes, 7.
This girl at work used to be the manager there, so I'm going to ask her that specific situation.
The same one?
I'll get back.
The same Carl Jr.?
Not the same one, though.
Here's my experience. I feel, first of all, humility doesn't work. I disagree with him totally. Because you're humble, they look down upon you. Okay? And And again, as I said, I tried all sorts of things. I tried humility. I tried, arrogance. I tried everything, and including deceiving them big time. So cool. Have a good laugh at the end of the day. Say, ha ha ha, you idiot. They go crazy. So to me, the deceitful people are the ones, I admit to you, I cannot help. I have not been able to help so far. The only way to keep them around is pretend, to let them deceive you. Okay, that's the only way. They'll stick around. Okay, but for them to stick around is because they can deceive you, and you think you can, as long as they feel they're successful, why would they change? Okay, so personally, I don't know how to help deceitful people except help them plant blessings. That's all I could think of. And there's a price to pay, because while they're around, while they're sticking around, they are causing a lot of problems. And after they leave, they cause even bigger problems, bigger issues. All right? Well, that's life. We're not afraid of difficult. All right? Unlike Jumi says, too difficult for me, I will not do it. Okay, that's Hinayana. All right? Watch out. Don't be afraid of difficult.
스님, 저 질문. 마스터, 제가 정말 요 2절에 다니는 지난 한 3년 반 동안 정말 궁금했던 건데, 이게 속이는 사람들이 계속 절에 올 수 있게끔, 특히 마사지께서 복을 심을 수 있게끔 찬스를 주는데, 그 사람들은 절에 와서 문제가 생기고 그런 것들이 반복되면서 왜 그렇게 하시는지 정말 궁금했거든요. 예, 그거를 좀 질문 드리게 되네요, 오늘.
I have a question. I have this question for the last 3.5 years. So the deceitful people, they keep coming to the temple. Masterji allowed them to come to the temple and make them plant them blessing. But the problem happening again and again. So I don't understand why the people Masterji allowed them to come to the temple, even if they are deceased people.
So you believe that deceitful people should not be allowed to come to the temple? So you're discriminating, you're leaving out deceitful people, evil people? How can you save all living beings in your mind if you discriminate against them?
안 그래도 이 문제에 대해서 남편하고 얘기를 했는데, 남편 말은 절에라도 올 수 있게, 그러니까 절이라는 공간이 그런 공간이 그들을 포함할 수 있는 공간이 돼야 되지 않냐라는 게 저희 남편의 의견이었고요.
So I talked with my husband. My husband said that the temple should include them.
가 있어서 이익과 손해에 많이 집착하고 있는 건 아는데, 저는 속이는 사람들을 감당할 만큼 제가 뭐 지혜도 없고 능력이 없어서 약간 자기 객관화 한다라고 저는 생각을 해요.
I know that we don't have to discriminate gain and loss, but I don't have enough ability and wisdom.
Yeah, just let them be. I mean, I think I have a problem with all these things. Don't take them literally. Don't say that you're deceitful, therefore I can't save you. Okay, I can't help you. I'm still, whether you're deceitful or not, it's all the same to me, personally. If I happen to label you deceitful, so be it. Truthful, deceitful is just a word, that's all. It doesn't matter. Okay? Don't be so discriminating. There's no need to discriminate. If they come, let them. There's no need to be afraid and discriminate so much. My issue is that I found deceitful to be very difficult, along with a lot of other types of people. I don't know how to handle them, but it doesn't mean that I give up and say, okay, I don't deal with deceitful people anymore. I still allow them to come. Okay? You shouldn't be afraid. It's just because we fail doesn't mean we have to give up. Maybe the next one will help me understand how to deal with it. Okay? I don't give up easily. Even though those the ones who are gone are really pretty nasty and causing a lot of problems. But so what? Only bothers my disciple, doesn't bother me. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. I have some comments and questions here from the live chat. Empty Mirror says, if you are so humble with no possessions or honor, there is nothing to steal or manipulate.
Yeah, but I'm not. I have this aura of being a master of close to 20 disciples, left home disciples. To fool such a person is kind of cool. And you can put a notch on your gun handle. It says, oh, I just fool another stupid monk.
I also have here a question from Sauces. When a deceitful person speaks deceit to you, should you just keep changing the subject?
Not always. If I find the subject to be fun, I would like to keep talking about it. If it bores me, I would change the subject. That's why I'm very hard to deceive. Sometimes I let them deceive me, sometimes I don't. Yes?
I have another here from Spook Waters. I'm trying to think of how to summarize it. She or he has several entries here. At the end, this is what Spook Waters says. It says, I heard Master say he couldn't help the poor well, and that it relates to that. I am poor, but still interested in being better.
Makes 2 of us.
That's it.
Okay, and so, you see, the difficulty with deceitful people is that you're truthful to them, they run away. So you don't have a second chance. But you let them fool you, then they're not going to change either. That's why it's a very tough situation. I don't know how to handle it. Okay? The only good thing I saw from my experience is that they have Mahayana blessings, that's all. And we have Dharma to help them and their families and loved ones and so forth. If they can take advantage of it, fine. They don't, it's their issues. Okay? Okay, some DTT.
Hello, Master. From my observation, I feel that deceitful people, they have a goal in mind. So I look at the people I feel are deceitful at work, they usually are aiming for like promotion or having a good achievement for their bosses. And I look at my mom, she wants to have funding and money for her company. So I feel that if it will be easier if I have the resources that they are looking for. That it will be easier to help these people, but without these things that they are really looking for, I feel it's very difficult to keep them interested.
Yeah. See, fundamentally, they don't want to face the truth. And cultivation in our world requires you to face the truth. So I could not find a way to help them find it desirable to face their truths. That's why they're so difficult to deal with. I don't know how to help them, honestly. Humility doesn't cut it for them. Not at all. They think you're stupid, you're humble. And they just love it. They love coming around to keep on deceiving you. Yes?
Master, so when you say if you're truthful to them and they run away, does that mean they don't want to be saved?
No, that's precisely the point. They're not. They don't come here to be saved. They come here to deceive.
Yeah.
We can't help them. Now.
So their goal is not to be saved.
No. Not at all. The goal is to deceive. Okay, so anyway, I feel that there's an issue here, open issue here, deceitful and false people. I don't know how to deal with them. I don't think humility works. Next, unwholesome living beings are taken across by goodness. That I buy. Okay? That's easy. If you find that you have these faults, vow to correct them. For if you do not, they will drag you into the inescapable and endless misery of hell. Okay? So Master Shiwa is very stern warning, admonition. He says, you have these types of faults. What kind of faults? Deviancy, confusion. You are deceitful and false. You're unwholesome. You are planting causes for your suffering. Be careful. All right? Time is running out. Go ahead, go Forrest.
Master, on this paragraph, I have a question that I always thought the living beings here are referring to our own thoughts. So that's why the what you just said, like what Master YongHua, the last part of the comment, seems to be also suggesting that those like deceitfulness and all those are also what's going on in our mind. So are those both two levels of meanings exist here? Like
no, we talk on the level where they actually are deceitful people. They are not you. I don't want to live my life as a deceitful person unless I must.
Well, I think it's saying that if we have those faults and we don't correct them, we are going to end up in a bad place. That's referring to what's going on in your mind, right? Not just other people.
It's two different things. When he says, when you see deceitful people, you see deviant people, confused people. Actually, those people exist. There are plenty of them around. Okay. He proposes he should do certain things to help them. Okay? And however, it's just the first step. The most important step is you should look at yourself. When you see such people, see a deceitful person, and you immediately should ask yourself, am I like that or not? That's what this is about. It's not about them, it's about us. Okay? Don't blame them. Use them to do your own reflection, return the light. Yes, Korean YouTube.
네, 입지 윤혜선님 대답입니다. 속이는 사람을 겸손으로 구하는 마음은 정말 위대하다고 생각합니다. 학창 시절에 너 그 책 2번 사는구나 하시면서 돈을 주시던 부모님 마음처럼요.
I think it's really great to save the deceitful people with humility. In my school days, sometimes I ask my parents to get the money, and I deceive my parents, saying that I want to buy some book, and then my parents gave the money and then said that you buy those books twice, and then it's like my parents' mind.
It's my parents' what? The last word?
So it's like I think it's really great to save the deceived people with humility. It's like my parents. My parents sometimes gave me money twice, and when I ask them, I want to buy some book. And even if I say the same excuse, they gave me the money and then willingly deceived by my line.
Are they being humble? Is that humility? It's not necessarily humility. Yes, 8.
Master, I know I'm not supposed to drink coffee, but certain days...
No.
Certain days I really want to drink coffee or I will drink coffee. Is that being deceitful?
You're not supposed to drink coffee, and some days what?
I do drink it. Is it being deceitful? Because I do feel guilty, but then I still drink it.
You should feel guilty, definitely.
Is it being deceitful?
I don't know. I never had that issue before. Is a deceit to drink coffee when you're not supposed to? Yes, Catholic.
My question will be, why does she feel it's been deceitful? Did she took precept for not drinking coffee, or is it a health issue?
Don't complicate my life. No, it's not against the precepts. Yes, 9.
Emitofuo, Daniel, similar to you. The scenario is similar to you. You have the same power. So you were told not to steal food and candies, but you did them, you took them anyway, and you felt guilty. So the question is it deceitful for you to to take the candies that you are not supposed to?
Oh, I thought Catholics. Oh, this is really breaks my heart. It's so un-Catholic. My God. Really? Scary. Yeah. Wow is right. Okay. Thank you for your discussion. We'll see you next time.